Somebody crowned me with love. Somebody forced me to care. Well, I'm not going to force you to care, but those are lyrics that I love from the song Being Alive for the Musical Company. Hello, as many of you know, my name is Brianna, but what you may not know is that my favorite genre of music is show tunes. But I could talk about show tunes for hours, possibly weeks, and I'm the only one that would enjoy that. So today I'll just tell you about my favorite composer. By show of hands, who knows who the great American composer is? This makes me very sad. As any self-respecting drama geek, I must tell you the greatness of Stephen Sondheim. Stephen Sondheim has written over 20 well-known musical scores, and today I'll give you a brief overview of his personal life, his professional life, and some of his more iconic shows. Nothing that's formal, nothing that's normal, no recitations to recite, open up the curtains, comedy tonight. Well, his life was definitely not a comedy. He had a very tragic childhood. According to William Henry, his parents divorced before he was even 12, and his relationship, especially with his mother, was very estranged. Stephen, who's shown right here, is often described as the only man that hated his mother with all of his being, which is terribly sad. But luckily, Stephen found a new home. He made friends with a boy named Jamie Hammerstein, son of Oscar Hammerstein from Rodgers and Hammerstein, and soon became part of the family. He was no longer Stephen Sondheim, but Stephen Hammerstein. And for you guys who know who the Hammerstein is, he's one of the first big Broadway musical librettists. And you think with a mentor like that in his family, he'd be set for an amazing career in musical theater. Or maybe not. It's a city of strangers, some come to work, some to fly. A city of strangers, some come stare, some stay. And every day, the ones who stay will find each other. Well, Stephen found himself in the city of strangers, moving from a small farmhouse over to New York City, where he made some very professional connections. You see, Stephen did not major in music. He actually majored in mathematics at William College, which is insane to think one of the greatest minds wanted to be a math teacher. But he took a music class that he was forced to take because there's no other classes left, and he met the professor, Robert Barrow, who he described as cold and demonic, and took all the romance out of art. That's what turned him into a music major. He said, no one else wanted to hear that, but I loved it. So he went on to many professional relations. According to Jesse Green, his biggest relation was with the one Miss Angela Lansbury, who you can see younger picture over here, and her current age is over there. And the first show that ever went on Broadway of Stephen Sondheim was Anyone Could Whistle, which ran for an impressive 8 days. I know, amazing. Not really. But Angela Lansbury was just a movie star, never done any music or singing in her whole entire life, and he gave her the opportunity. But his first show was a flop. So you're probably thinking, he probably didn't do anything after that. How is he the great American composer? Well, Stephen went on to write many shows and even won 9 Tony Awards, which is a record-breaking number. These are the musicals which he won for Best Original Score, and he's won special Tony Awards, including the Lifetime Achievement Award, which is extreme because that's the most ever won by any composer. And he's still writing today at age 85, which is amazing. Bum times and hard times, I've seen them all, but I'm here. Sometimes plush velvet curtains, sometimes just pretzels and beer, but I'm here. That's a line from the song I'm Here. Now I'm going to talk about 2 of his more well-known works that probably you guys are like, oh, I know his music. The 2 musicals I'll talk briefly about are Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, and Into the Woods. To the tale of Sweeney Todd. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about the tale of Sweeney Todd. Robert Bell wrote a review of most of Stephen Sondheim's works. This is about a cannibalistic baker who meets up with a murderous barber, causing vengeance and downright murder towards the end, told in a musical and operatic style. There was 3 Broadway versions, 2 revivals and the original. The original came out in 1979, and the movie version starring Johnny Depp came out in 2007, and the score is actually inspired by Bernard Herrmann's Psycho. The music from that inspired this, so he takes modern things. Into the which just came out on Movie and Christmas, which was amazing. It's been on Broadway twice, opening in 1987. The original Broadway cast starred Bernadette Peters, this is one of the first roles she ever originated. Almost all of her things were Sondheim shows where she was a replacement. So this was a huge deal, and since then he's worked with her a lot more. This featured a tale of how parenting is affected by tragic times and twisting fairy tales together in the most demented and dark way, which Sondheim loves dark shows, as in from shows like Passion, where someone gruesome falls in love with someone beautiful. Overall, Sondheim's work is amazing. Even at age 84, we're still hoping. Losing my time, this night in my career, and where are the clowns? There ought to be clowns. You see, he lived in a dark life, like demonstrated by that song, Send in the Clowns, which is one of his most well-known works. And he took tragedy of a broken family and brought together into one of the most amazing families to ever exist. And he took a flop, many, many flops, not just that. He had The Frogs, Primrose, which ran for one day or didn't even make it to Broadway at all, and turned them into multi-million-dollar successes. And he continues to write, and he's the most well-known among all drama geeks, and hopefully among you and your friends now. He took opportunities and changed them into something. I want to leave you with a line from Finishing the Hat from the musical Sunday in Park and George, which reflects not only Sondheim's career, but life itself. There's always a part of you standing by, mapping up the sky, finishing a hat, starting a hat. Look, I made a hat where there never was a hat. Thank you.